The first time I saw her, she was a whirlwind of laughter and wit, a force of nature wrapped in warmth. For 3 years, she was my anchor, my solace. We started strong, the kind of love that felt unshakable. Sure, we had our fights, but somehow I always ended up being the one to apologize, the one to patch things up. It never mattered at the time. I loved her, and love meant fixing things, didn't it? But as time passed, I felt the weight of carrying the relationship on my shoulders. She had helped me through my darkest days, and for that, I was grateful. But was gratitude enough to keep love alive? Then came the distance. After college, she took a job in another state. It wasn't ideal, but we promised to make it work. My own career was taking off, and I poured myself into it, believing it was only a matter of time before we'd be together again. My training program was intense, no phones, no distractions. I tried to explain it to her, but she saw it differently. She believed I had replaced her with ambition, that I had stopped making her a priority. We fought, over and over again. I assured her that this phase wouldn't last, that I was working for our future. But she didn't want to hear about my office life, and unfortunately, that was my entire world then. Still, I held on, thinking that if I could just get through the next few months, things would go back to the way they were. When my training ended, I made the first trip to see her, hoping to bridge the distance. I brought gifts, tried to make up for lost time. For a brief moment, it felt like we had turned a corner. But I was wrong. She started pulling away, growing more distant. Calls became shorter, messages almost non-existent. 2 years passed, and though we managed to mend our rifts, there was an unspoken rift that only widened with time. She had once been my greatest cheerleader, the one who helped me study, who believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. I worked relentlessly, hoping to build a future she would be part of. When I finally landed a dream job, I was elated. I wanted to share my joy with her, but she was slipping away. I called, sent messages, tried to bridge the gap, but it was always the same. A quick exchange of pleasantries before she withdrew into silence. I had always been the one to chase, to mend, to make things right, but I was growing exhausted. One night, we had a long, painful conversation. She blamed me for not trying hard enough. I blamed myself for not seeing it sooner. In the end, we both knew the truth. We had become a source of pain for each other, a constant reminder of what wasn't working. And so, we let go. It's been a month now. People talk about heartbreak like it's a sharp, immediate pain. But for me, it's been a slow erosion. I wake up, go to work, go through the motions, but nothing feels the same. The job I fought so hard for, the future I envisioned, it all feels empty. She was one of my greatest motivations, the reason I kept pushing. Without her, everything feels colorless. Ironically, the absence of our constant fights has made life feel even duller. At least with her, there was unpredictability, passion, something to hold on to. Now, there's just silence. I don't blame her. Maybe she needed something I couldn't give. Maybe I failed in ways I can't fully understand. She still blames me, and if that helps her move on, so be it. I can't seem to find anger, only this crushing weight in my chest, this unbearable stillness. I tell myself that time will heal it, that eventually the days will stop blending together, that I'll find joy in my work again. But tonight, as I sit here drowning my thoughts in whiskey, I realize I'm still waiting for that day to come.